girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. How we doing? Welcome. Buenos dias. Morning, Margin, Dino, Pat, Ponzi, Chef. What's going on, Chef? Amped, Barefoot Sailing Adventures. I love that, man. Robert, Carlos, Golf Nut, DP, Bruce. What's up, Bruce? Morning, Foolish. Hola, chicos. Good morning, everyone. All right. Good evening from Kazakhstan. Morning, guys. Welcome back. What's up, Mike? Go Knights. Love it. Yep, go Knights. UCF, baby. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Tuesday. PPI today. PPI Live. 8:30. We get to see what the reaction is. Yesterday, just stayed within our channel. The exact two levels that we talked about yesterday, we stayed right between them. So, not bad. A little bit of channel trading. Obviously had to, again, as we talk about, be a profit taker. Early morning downside. Nice pop off that demand low, that 531.50 on SPY. Created that reversal trade, and then the short set up again at the exact high, at the ES 100 SMA, at the ES 5400. So pretty much just a back and forth between levels yesterday. Just had to trust them, right? Just had to trust them. So congrats if you caught some of that. After like 11 o'clock, it was a shit show, which it typically is. If you guys are a part of the group, I really highly recommend. I mean, at times you'll get those moves around that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock time frame, but the normal is that it starts to get pretty slow. So that's sort of what we saw yesterday. But some nice opportunities intraday. Morning slide, demand bounce, supply rejection, all sort of happened. All sort of happened right at our levels, right? We had the 53.55, we had the 5400, morning slide, demand bounce, supply rejection. So you got those trades to set up off our levels yesterday. Just a matter of trusting that channel. Not a sexy trend day that I love to trade, but definitely some opportunities there. So congrats if you caught any of that. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Yesterday, took those SPX longs off that demand low. That was a beautiful trade, about 150% on the runners, so that was sick. Some Nvidia longs over that 108 to 109 area. That was nice as well. We talked about that Nvidia daily chart, the longer-term idea on the live stream yesterday, and that definitely is looking like it's potentially playing out, right? It's still a little bit early, but definitely another nice move here this morning on Nvidia. Nvidia looks like possibly the strongest name in the pre-market right now. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now, of course, we all know that PPI in about 26 minutes could change, the outcome of that position, change the outcome of what this market looks like. So obviously we're always aware of that. Also CPI tomorrow, another big economic event. So we'll see, but I do like what Nvidia is doing. I like that relative strength we had yesterday. So something to keep watching there. I'm going to call you... Oh, that's a tough name. Tayan? Tayan? I'm going to call you T. T. Thanks for supporting the stream. Appreciate that. That's a tough name. How do I pronounce that? Silvera. All right. So, what is it? 8:04? Time to get started. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's jump in. All right, so today, obviously, what we're all waiting for here is that PPI. You guys can see right here. PPI, 8:30. That is in about 25 minutes, so we're aware of that. 1:15, Bostic speaks. I don't think that'll be too big, but 8:30 PPI, that is today. Let's be aware of that. Tomorrow, 8:30 CPI. Let's be aware of that. So that's pretty, just make sure you know it, right? Make sure you know it's there. That's all. Thursday, retail sales and unemployment claims. That's also in the pre-market, so make sure you know that's there. And then after that, it gets a little bit lighter. You got a few things sort of baked in here. Natural gas, you got some business inventories, you got the building permits, housing starts, you got the consumer sentiment. So some things baked in, but the core here is PPI today, CPI tomorrow, and retail sales on Thursday. Okay? That's about it there, right? Not going to go too in-depth there. We all know that economic data is there. That's all we need to know. Earnings calendar. Today, Home Depot was pre-market. On cloud as well. I'm actually interested. What did Home Depot do? HD. Pretty much drop, block, and pop. Really just nowhere. Pretty much nowhere there. What is OnCloud's ticker? I don't even know. Anyone know what OnCloud's ticker is? Hold on. I've never even looked at this stock personally. I can't even see that. It's so blurry. What is OnCloud's ticker? Someone give it to me. I have no idea what it is. ON. There it is. All right. A bunch of nothing. Okay. All right. So pointless there. Not really interested. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump right into the charts. Let's jump right into the futures. And let's do this thing. So yesterday, we talked about a key demand and a key supply, right? We had two levels walking into the day that we needed to watch. It was number one, that Wednesday high at 18,560. And number two, it was our 18,800 supply, right? These were our two very clear levels that we talked about in the pre-market yesterday. Without a doubt, this was verbatim in the live stream. We talked about 18,560. We talked about 18,800. So it looks like pretty much yesterday, right? What did we do? We pretty much just traded between that zone. You can see we had a morning drop into that demand, popped into that supply, rejected that supply, back into demand, bam, 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 and this and that and this and that. And eventually it just became a coil, right? So you had your downside demand, which held very well. You had your upside supply, which rejected as well. So pretty much just a trade within the channel. Really nothing out of the ordinary before CPI, just a pretty much coiled move, under supply, above demand, right? Very nice. This morning, you can see we had that push and major rejection at 18,800. That is a very clear level that we need to be careful here today, right? We talked about this 18,800, And we talked about how this really could be one of those rejection levels. So let's be very careful of 18,800 today, right? We talked about 18.8. We talked about 18.8. We saw that 18.8 rejection yesterday, and we saw the 18.8 rejection this morning. So on PPI here today, guys, in about 22 minutes, I think if you want to see upside, you absolutely need to get over this 18.8. That is a tough level. That is the level that you need to get above. That is the level that needs to be cleared. We need to get above 18,800 on the NASDAQ futures. That is a very clear previous low, a very clear open the floodgates breakdown, and a very clear rejection yesterday and this morning, right? Under 18.8 is when the floodgates opened on the market, right? When we broke that 18.8 low, that's when this downside really came in. So today is all about 18,800 on the NASDAQ futures. We need to get above that level. If we get above that level, I would assume we trade right into here, right into that 19,000 area. 18,970, 19,000. That would be my target to the upside, up into that 20 and 100 SMA that's sort of sitting up here. That could be a little bit tough as well. But that does not happen unless we get above 18,800. That is a must. That is a must. We need to get above it. We cannot see rejections here. If we continue to see rejections here at 18,800, that could definitely cause the market to give you some downside. And if we do reject the 18,800 level, then I think you could trade back down to that 18,560 level again. That would be your first demand. And below that, you have 18,400. And below that, you have your 18,250. So pretty much the same levels as yesterday, guys. Nothing has changed. No levels were broken. Nothing has been invalidated, right? Same exact everything. Supply highs, demand lows, right? They stayed in. We basically traded between it all day, right? So we are in the exact same channel, right? Exact same everything. Supply highs, demand lows, and we have to see if something breaks today on the PPI announcement. So 18,800, 18,560. You could move this down a little bit. I think it could be like 18,540, right? Why do I do that, right? Why am I saying that? Well, if you zoom in here, right, take a look at this day over day, Friday versus yesterday. See this? This is yesterday, and this is Friday. So I think you can probably move that down a little bit closer to that 18,540, 18,535 area. That looks to be a little bit more on line with what happened both Friday and Monday, right? Yesterday was simply just a pullback long, right back into the demand levels that came in on Friday. Very clear. This is where we took the market long in the group with our SPX calls and made a pretty nice trade there. So today, there's no difference. 18.8, 18,540. That's your channel. Do you reject here again on PPI and move back to this demand low? Do you get above 18.8 and hold above it for more upside today? And if you do reject here, do you see the bounce off 18,540 again? Or do we break down below this level? And if we do, that's where that slippage can really start to come in. All right, if we get under this 18,540, I would assume we trade back down to 18,400. So that's a big watch down there. If we do break that yesterday low, that should be every reason for you to think that this could continue lower. Okay? Brian Nickel moving from Chipotle to Starbucks. Interesting, huh? That's interesting. Holy crap. Ouch. Damn. Wonder why. He must be getting paid a lot of money. He must have gotten paid a lot of money. He had to have been. He must have cashed out, this guy. Or he loves Starbucks. One of the two. He must be a good CEO, man. I mean, he's done the right thing with Chipotle, right? So that's pretty good for Starbucks, I guess. I mean, the market likes it. Starbucks likes it. Damn. All right. So that's a little bit of news there for you. So NASDAQ futures, very clear levels today, guys. Let's make sure we watch them. We'll watch them again here in about, About 18 minutes. And we'll see what the market does on the PPI. All right. So QQQ, very clear levels as well. Yesterday, we talked about that 449.34 pivot, right? That's that daily chart level. You guys can see 449.34, right? And yesterday, perfect hold above that level. Perfect hold above for Wednesday's highs. That was an awesome demand hold yesterday. And I'm going to show you guys a candle yesterday that really gave confirmation. 456. And what else is at 456, guys? It's the 100 SMA, right? 456 and the 100 SMA on the QQQ is the must-break level today, right? There's no doubt, right? That is a very clear spot here on the QQQ. You have the 100 SMA right here, and you have 456. That is the level that rejected here in the pre-market. We need to be above 456 today, okay? We have to get above 456. Above 456, I think you can continue to 460, right here, into that 460 would be the next test. Above 460, you could really get this market going, but that is yet to be seen. So 456, 460, next two levels above, 100 SMA right here at 456. That is big time. That is big time. That aligns perfectly with the 18,800 on the NASDAQ futures, right? 18,800 on the NASDAQ futures aligning perfectly with that 456 on the QQQ and that 100 SMA. Must break level today. To the downside, the level that held yesterday was the Wednesday high, right? Right here. Wednesday high, that Friday demand that came in today, and right here, that 449.34. Very nice pullback long into that level yesterday, but the QQQ basically just played sideways all day. Above our demands, which we had very clearly in this pre-market live stream, and below our supplies, which we had very clearly. So 456, 449.34, very clear channel to be watching today. Again, it's dangerous, right? When we talk about this all the time, do not get stuck trading in the middle, okay? If you traded in the middle yesterday all day in this shit show, right, you basically just got whipsawed all day, right? No consistency here. Just total whipsaw, total just nonsense. You do not trade in the center of a channel. You can trade at the demand lows. You could trade at the supply highs for those reactions, right? Either below the demand low for downside, bounce off the demand low for upside, right? You trade off those levels. That's where the best reactions are. If we're right in the center, then we're not touching it, right? So today, let's wait to see if we can get reactions up here. Let's wait to see if we can get reactions down here, right? Let's take trades at the key levels that cause reactions that are the most lucrative opportunities, right? So 456, 100 SMA, 449.34, yesterday's lows. You could even move this down if you want to like 448.50, if you want to be really cautious, right? Have a little level at 448.50, which is the exact low of yesterday. And so you make sure you know that you are, if you start short, this is what you don't want to do today, okay? You don't want to start entering shorts right here, right into yesterday's lows, okay? And then see this happen. We never want to just start entering shorts at the previous day lows. So if we see a nice break and hold below the previous day lows, boom, right? Beautiful opportunity today. Let's look for it. But we don't want to be getting short, right? If this market's pulling back today and you start seeing some dance here, you don't want to start entering shorts right at yesterday's lows, right? That could be that same move that bounces us back higher. Same thing that happened yesterday, right? If anyone was chasing shorts into that 449.34, you can see what happened, right? So same exact concepts today. You need a break under that 448.50, under that yesterday low to really get that downside continuation. You do not want to start entering at this level. Same way you don't want to start entering longs here today, guys, right? We are not interested in longs right into 456 today, okay? You're right into the 100 SMA. You're right into this major supply. We need to see a move above this and a hold above this to really confirm that upside. ES, 5400, 100 SMA, the level that we talked about yesterday being the most important level, is absolutely still the most important level. That is clear as can be, right? Look at yesterday's rejection. Exactly at the 5400. Just a bam, 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 right? Just beautiful, right? So we moved lower. We held that 53.55. I'm actually, I like the 53.55. You can probably put a little bit at 53.50. It's about a 5-point range there, right? You can see Friday's lows, or Friday's intraday lows, right? That end of day low. Wednesday's highs, right? Look at that Wednesday high right there. Very clear. That Wednesday high turning into yesterday's lows. Wednesday's highs, yesterday's lows. We talk about this every single day, right? Break and retest of previous day highs, Wednesday's highs, yesterday's lows. Friday's demand, right? Look how clear that level has now flipped into a support in the short term. So today, right? If you do get a pullback long, or if you get a pullback the same way we got a pullback yesterday, what are you looking for? You're looking to see how this level holds, right? It held yesterday. This is where we took SPX. I'll actually go ahead and just pull that trade up for you. 1 second. You know what? I'll just pull it up in my interactive brokers. So here it is. 1 second. Just sort of give you an idea of what we did there with the SPX. So right here, guys, right? Here's my broker. This was yesterday. SPX 5350 calls, right? 1002, 1005 were my entry points. 1002, 1005 were my SPX entry points around $9 and $10. Selling them around 14, 13, 13, 12, right? To entry points around 1002, 1005. Okay? So 1002, 1005 was, right? Go into the 5-minute chart. 1002, 1005 was right as the ES was building that demand here, right? 10 o'clock, this is the 1010 candle, right? So let me go into like the 1 minute time frame. Obviously, I don't trade on the 1 minute, but we can just get an idea. 1002, right here. 1005, right here, right? So this is where I was entering my SPX longs yesterday at the demand lows, right? Seeing this start to hold, giving it an opportunity to hold that demand low, and that's where your risk reward is at its greatest, right? Instead of chasing longs at the highs, right? So exact same concepts today. Nothing changes. Concepts remain the same. Let's look to see if this pullback long does create itself. Let's see what happens here at the 5,400 supply high. We need to get above that 5,400. Look how major that is, right? Look how major that 5,400 is, and look at that 100 SMA, right? Very, very nice. So very clear levels today, about a 50-point range. Let's see what happens on PPI in about 10 minutes. That's going to be the ultimate decider, of course. Okay. SPY. I think the SPY still has some room, right? I really do believe that the SPY needs to retest this 538 level, right? Right here. I mean, it's so clear. You have such a major double bottom here. You have such a major double bottom here at 538 on the SPY. Like on the 4-hour chart, it's just so visibly clean that you have that double bottom at 538. And I really do believe that you are going to try to at least test it, right? That doesn't mean it's going to break. I'm not saying it's going to break it. I'm saying that I think it probably should at least test it, right? And whether, what happens there is the true move on this market, right? Is it a break and hold above for like an actual legitimate upside move? Or is this the ultimate, retest short that starts to set in on this market, right? Are we going to retest this 4-hour double bottom low? And is this where that ultimate short entry starts stepping in, right? Right here on the retest of this double bottom? Or is this the hold level that really sets up that, sort of continuation move? Because if we get back above this double bottom low here, I am pretty confident that this market will continue higher, right? If we see a legitimate reclaim above a 4-hour double bottom low like this, I would be pretty confident that the SPY can start to build some strength over 538, right? For some pretty legitimate upside, maybe back towards that 548. However, this is also the most potential smackdown level, right? Because this is a break and retest of a double bottom low on the 4-hour chart, which could just be sort of that break, that slide higher, right? And that smackdown level. There's no doubt. So this is definitely both way potential for me, right? There's no way you can be stuck on one side here, because I can see the overall strength in the short term, right? I can see the SPY holding over our 531.50, holding over the 100 SMA, right? So it does give me some of that short term, interest in that upside continuation. But then on the flip side, I have to be very, very aware of 538 being that potential smackdown level. So you got to keep it tight here, right? Scalping, taking profits, not trusting things too long. There's absolutely a reason that this SPY holds up. You can see right here that 531.50 was beautiful yesterday. That 100 SMA below. That 528.50 holding very nicely, right? So some very clear demands below. If we do get pullbacks, to watch for that long. But on the flip side, no doubt we need to be careful up here at 538. So make sure you're watching that level today. 538 is the big level there. IWM sitting right below the 100 SMA at 205.50. Be aware of that. It is rejecting it this morning. It tried to hold it previously, right? Tried to hold here, failed it. IWM losing strength under that 100 SMA at 205.50. Watch that, right? That's a big spot there. If we go to the hourly chart, you guys can see here on the hourly, 205.50, 100 SMA, be careful there. Downside demand likely steps up around 203. If we break under 203, we're probably trading back to 200. Okay, so 205.50, 100 SMA, big spot today. If we do reclaim that and hold it, I'd assume you probably trade back up into this 208.50. Okay, all right. That is it. It is 8:24. Let's press that like button. First of all, let's press that like button. Let's do that. Okay. Obviously, we didn't get to 1,000 likes still, but we're getting there. You know, we're learning. So press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I appreciate that. We do this every single morning, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. to around 8:45, 8:50. Going over the futures, going over the SPY QQQ, going over some individual stocks. Let's jump into Tesla real quick. Let's start with our stocks. Let's start with our individual stocks. Just so we can get this going. We're not going to sit here 5 minutes. So here we go. Tesla, really nothing, right? Really nothing. Really a whole hell of nothing. You guys can see we're still under that supply high. We're still above that 195 demand low, and we're still above that 188 demand low. So really just a bunch of nothing. AKA the closer. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that that donation. Thank you. So really nothing here. That 195 level has created some really nice intraday trades, though, right? No doubt. Even yesterday. This was Friday and yesterday, right? Look at Friday. Nice little intraday trade. Look at yesterday. Double bottom low at 195. Not bad, right? Nice little intraday scalpers giving some opportunity. Pretty clean, right? 195, 195. So, you know, you can keep an eye on that 195 moving forward. If we do get a pullback into that, let's see if it creates another long. Very nice opportunity there. Keep an eye on it. If we get under 195, that could also be a retest rejection, right? That could also be a very clear reason to look for downside, right? If we see a very clear failure under yesterday's double bottom and under Friday's lows, that could be a fantastic spot, right? So let's make sure we know when Tesla's there. That's definitely important. Let's make sure we know if Tesla is at 195, right? So I'm just going to set an alert there, and I'm going to make sure I know that if Tesla's at 195, I better be looking to see what it does there, because there could be trading opportunities at this level to both directions, right? So make sure you have that alert. I think that's a great spot to watch for Tesla trades. If it's not 195, I think you're messing around with a whole bunch of nonsense in the middle of a channel. So I'd look and wait for 195. If it's not there, I wouldn't trade it. The only other place I'd trade it is possibly supply high rejections up here at 204, right? Up at the 200 SMA, up at the 200 SMA. If it's not here and it's not here, then you are just dancing in the middle because you're bored and you're trying to find a trade, right? That's all that is. Nvidia, awesome. Sitting long Nvidia. You guys probably have seen this. I mean, some of you have seen the positions if you're part of the Discord, but on Thursday of last week, we entered that August 16th 100 call. Those were up 75% yesterday. Beautiful exit on some of those. This is the August 100 calls. Those were up 76%. I took all of this profit yesterday. I'm still holding these. It's still holding these, and still holding some in my interactive brokers account, as you guys saw there. So pretty long Nvidia, with proper risk, of course. Taking profits yesterday on the Augusts, just because of the PPI today. All right, I didn't want to risk that short-term contract into today with that much size. I did have a pretty decent amount of size in that, so I didn't want to do anything too crazy there. So I did take those profits on the Augusts, which was very nice, off that Thursday entry point. But I am still looking to see if there is more here, no doubt, right? We talked about that daily chart. I'm not going to talk about it again. You can go back to yesterday's live stream where we went in depth about this daily chart upside. I'm not going to waste our time again because that conversation sort of killed everything else on the live stream, right? We didn't really have time for much else. What I'm going to talk about today on Nvidia is the break and retest of 108 and just the pure beauty of it, right? 108, 108, 108. Rejection, 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 rejection. That's 5 rejections on Nvidia at 108 over the last 2 weeks. What did Nvidia do at 108 yesterday? 108. 108. Okay? I mean, that just does not get any cleaner. And there really is not much more confirmation that you could want. Of course, PPI is the problem here, right? PPI is absolutely the problem that could cause this to fail. And I understand that, and I'm prepared for it with the risk that I put on. However, in terms of technical analysis, there is nothing more clear than a rejection, 5-time rejection level, turning into support on the intraday yesterday. That is pretty awesome. So let's see what Nvidia can do. All right, we'll go over it again. Let's go ahead and pop into the futures market here, guys, because we're about to get our PPI data here in about 15 seconds. So let's go ahead and see what the market does. Let's see if it happens off. Let's see what happens around this 5,400 today. Here we go. Okay, little popper. And we're through 54. Let's see if it holds, though. That's a little dangerous. That's a dangerous candle. Is it going to hold, or is it going to wick reject here? It's not there yet. PPI 0% versus points. Okay, so PPI lower than expectation. That's good. That's good. That is good. That is a good reading, you know, in terms of what you want to see for inflation. It's a good reading. 0% versus 0.2 forecast. For the market, we'll see. Right now, it's okay. I'm a little concerned about this 5,400 still, right? It's still just sort of sitting right around it. So we need something more clear there. Yeah, and look at this. QQQ right at 456. That's a little concerning. That's a little concerning, right? Right at the 456. Right there. And look at the rejection coming in. All right, so you're still under these supplies, okay? Still right under them. A little bit iffy, right? You pushed into that 450, yeah, not quite at the 458. You're getting close to it. NASDAQ, where are we at? We're sitting right at that 18,800. So it looks good. It's trying to maintain. Looks like we're trying to maintain over this 54. Yeah, look at that. Okay, that's an interesting candle. Look at that. This is the one time I'll zoom in on the 1-minute chart because of this candle right here. That's a must hold. That would be something you'd like to see hold here. Look at what it's doing right at 54. You'd like to see that hold to really confirm this upside continuation. Now, if this fails back under at 54, then that could be a little bit ugly here. But look at this. 54 trying. It's trying. It's not confirmed yet, though. No way. No way this is confirmed. So let's keep an eye on it. We'll get back to it on the end of the live stream. But a good first reaction. Let's just be aware of this 100 SMA on the Qs. All right. Let's be aware of this 100 SMA on the Qs right there, 456. Let's be aware of that. Okay. Terrible news since the Fed won't be forced to lower interest rates earlier. Hey TJ, you can't really. It's pretty hard to argue whether lowering interest rates is good or not. I don't. Not in every situation is lowering interest rates a good thing. In my opinion, lowering interest rates could rise inflation again. Lowering interest rates at the wrong time could get spending to get out of control again. Right. I don't mind interest rates where they are personally. They probably should come down slightly because you can see buying is slowing. I think that 3-4% area is a pretty livable percent. I'm just thinking out loud, right? In terms of living every day, taking loans, taking mortgages out, still getting interest on your cash, right? I do not want an environment where my money in the bank in a high yield savings account is getting 0% interest. I don't want that, right? I do not want that. I want something for my money that's sitting in a high yield savings account or in a money market mutual fund or sitting in a, sitting in something. I don't want 0% interest rates. That's not good. Okay. So slow, right? It's not lowering rates is not always good. It's not always great. Now, I think you probably should come down slightly. I think, the 7% interest rate on houses is a little bit high, right? I think that's still a little bit high. I still think it probably has some room to come down. But I would not much, right? Maybe a 4% mortgage rate, 30-year, like a 4% 30-year, 5% 30-year is right. I think you still want some interest, right? So we'll see, right? We'll see. I'm not an economist, okay? And I'm not Jerome Powell. So don't come to me and talk about this stuff. I'm just giving you some my personal opinion. I could be dead wrong. I could be dead wrong. But I think cutting rates is not instantly good, right? It's not instantly good. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion, at least. I don't know if I'm correct, but that's what I think, right? I'd like some kind of interest rate. I still want something of an interest rate out there. For some, for my high yield savings account, for my money market mutual funds, for all those things that gain interest, that would be ideal, right? All right, let's continue. So let's get back into Nvidia. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Come on, Nvidia. Love it, man. Love it. I love it. So let's see, right? We've been spot on this thing. Congratulations, anyone that's been riding Nvidia with me since last Thursday. That's back here, guys. We've been long since Thursday. So we nailed this thing. Can we get continuation today? We need to hold above 112. That's a must. If we hold above 112, I'm looking for more. If we can hold above that 112 and that 20 SMA, I think you're trading to 116 here, right? I think you're trading to 116. So let's see if we can hold above 112 today. That's the daily 20 SMA. It might be like 111-ish, right? Look at this right here. So you could probably put a little bit at 111, right? You can see right there that 111 high that we could keep eyes on. But 112 is the daily 20, and I think I had some, right here. Okay, let me go ahead and show you why I got 112 on my charts, guys. So 112, right? Look at this right here. Look at this. 112, see that? Bam. 112, bam, 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 right? Previous holds, right? 112, 112, 112. That's pretty clear, right? That's pretty clear. So if you can hold above 112, I think you get more. Hold above that daily 20, I think you get more. I think you move into 116, okay? Let's go Nvidia. Come on, baby. What do we got in Interactive Brokers? Here's what I got in Interactive Brokers. Here's what I got. So I got the August 16th 105s and the September 20th 105s. These are up about $7,000 right now. So let's see if those can keep going. All right. AMD in the channel, you guys can see right here. We need to get above 139. We need to hold above 134. Very nice little channel here. Is AMD going to create an opportunity at some point? Is it going to do it? I don't know yet, but man, does it feel like there should be something, right? Is AMD that much shit, right? Is it that shitty as it has been? Or is AMD going to be a name that we sort of say, holy shit, I probably should have looked long on this thing? I want to make sure I'm not too bearish, not too just sort of forgetful of AMD. It is still a fantastic company. It has been total garbage lately. But is there an opportunity here? I don't know, right? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. But I personally think there should be something. I think we should be watching this, right? I still think we should be watching this. You're starting to see, I think, a little bit of better action and a little bit of better, a better willingness to hold, a more willingness to hold type move, right? You're starting to see this 134 level defending itself, which is pretty nice. I think if you get above this 139 today, guys, I think you're going to quickly move higher. I think you're going to quickly move higher over 139, right? Look at 139 and look at what's happening above that level. There really is nothing but a vacuum to the upside, in my opinion, towards 145, right? I do not think that this area right here is going to stop AMD from sort of squeezing, right? So I am definitely, you can see I have my alert set. It's already set. I am definitely going to watch AMD at 139 today. If that thing holds above it, I will very much be interested to see if I can get along above 139, okay? This is something to pay attention to, right? AMD has been a piece of shit, no doubt. But if that semiconductor, right, if that semiconductor sector starts coming back, that SMH has been pretty strong, and it's definitely strong this morning. There is definitely a reason to watch what AMD does here over that 139. So let's keep an eye on it, right? Obviously, Nvidia is going to be the outperformer, no doubt, right? Nvidia is going to be the outperformer. It might be better just to stick there, but there could be some interest on that thing. Meta, still a beast. Meta has been a beast. Again yesterday, 510 holds, which was awesome, right? Look at these holds at 510 again yesterday. 510 on Friday. We talked about this 510 level yesterday. We said if we can get a pullback into Meta at 510, look for the long opportunity, and what a move that is. 510, what a sick level. Congrats to anyone holding Meta off 510. Spags, I don't know if you're here, but I hope you're still holding, man, because technically this was still a great hold. 510, awesome hold. Meta's starting to push. Love to see it. I think Meta likely pushes into this level right here. I really don't know why Meta would not test this 527 again, right? You went straight up here, straight down. If you're holding above 510 and the market does find strength, I would assume you're going to test this 528 level on Meta. So keep an eye on that Meta 528. I would say if you do get some kind of a, dream downside move early morning, I would look for that long at 510, okay? If you can get some kind of a dream, man, a dream would be a little fake pullback into 510 to catch a new entry point. If you can get that, look for it. I don't know if you're going to get it, but that would be a great entry point, 510. Microsoft, yeah, 410, guys. Watch this 410 Microsoft. I agree with you here, John. If you get over this 410 on Microsoft, I would look to see if there's a long above it. 410 Microsoft, above that, I think you go straight to 417, but you got to hold above 410, right? 410 must hold. The other thing I want to point out here, guys, is the 4-hour chart, okay? I want to make sure everyone's aware. We've talked about the daily chart on Nvidia, and we talked about the opportunities. Let's make sure we're aware of the Microsoft daily chart, okay? Daily chart Microsoft for the last year. This is back in January. There has not been a situation over the last year that Microsoft has not been a great long off of 400, right? There has not been a situation over the last year that longing off 400 was a bad idea. Long off 400, gains. 400 gains. 400 gains. 400, win, right? 400, so far win. Does it continue? I would be very aware of this. I would make sure you're watching this longer-term idea. If the market does continue higher and there is strength that comes in, then I would absolutely be, sort of just formulating that idea that Microsoft's down at this very major daily demand. If we get above that 410 today, there could be some more buying that steps in. Okay, keep an eye on that. Let's go to Amazon. Is Amazon? It could be today. It could be today. It could be today. Amazon rejected that exact level yesterday, which is pretty crazy, right? We talked about this gap fill level on Amazon yesterday of 168.77. That was the exact high of day. No difference, right? Not a cent different. The exact high of day was the exact 168.77 gap fill level. So if we get above that, right, that's definitely something to watch. The only concern I have here is the 200 SMA could smack it down. And you're already starting to see a little bit of heaviness in the 168.77. So it could be today, but it could also be a major rejection. It could be both ways, right? So watch that gap fill level on Amazon. Google, continuing to grind higher pretty aggressively. It is now holding above 164. However, look at the rejection that came in yesterday. Perfect rejection. 166.50. previous double bottom lows, look at that rejection right there. That's absolutely perfection. All right. So what do you need to get above to really trust Google upside? 166.50. Look at how perfect that rejection was yesterday. Previous lows right there into a major smackdown. Perfect, right? Beautiful. You're holding that 164. If you can long 164, you can maybe look to long it into 166.50, but you got to be aware of that smackdown at 166.50. Let's go to Broadcom. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Hazam Naeem. I like that name. I like saying that. That reminds me of what's the movie? Dune? What's his name? I like that name. Hassan Al-Kaib. That means something, right? Anyways, I like that though. 150. I would definitely watch this. Broadcom. 150, right? Let's see if we can get a hold above it, right? That's an interesting 150 spot. You just got to be a little bit careful of that 20 SMA, but that 150 spot, definitely something to watch today on Broadcom. Let's go to Apple. Yesterday, we longed Apple off the 50. That was pretty nice. However, I really don't like Apple today. It's sitting right in this major channel, right? Right here. The chosen one. That's right. The chosen one. So 215, 220. I don't like Apple. I don't like trading in between it. If you can get a pullback to 215, look for the longs. If you do slide into 220, look for the shorts. But I would not trade Apple right in the center of this 5-point range. Let's just get a quick peek at Tesla. What's it doing? Okay, so Tesla is still holding that 195. Definitely watch that 195 today. SMCI. This could be full gap fill today. This could definitely be full gap fill today. I would prefer an entry point here. All right, I would much prefer an entry point at 530. That would be better, right? That would be a great entry point at 530. Yesterday, beautiful break and hold above 530. Very nice, right? Sort of creating this curl, right? Why is SMCI curling higher, right? Why is it doing this right now? Because it broke and held above previous supply highs, right? Previous low, rejection high, right? And look at what it did yesterday. Got back above it and reclaimed that 530, right? Very, very nice. So you're starting to curl back higher off that. So if you can get an entry point back at 530, that would be a dream. I don't know if you're going to get it, but I would assume you're probably looking at that gap fill to 600 here, right? What's yesterday's highs? 564. You might be able to try to stab something long off 564, right? That's very possible. I know it's a little bit of a short-term level, so I don't love it, but you might be able to look for a little something. If you really want to get aggressive here, you might be able to try to do something off the yesterday high, right? Try to little hold over yesterday high for a long. That's very possible. But yeah, you got to hold above 564. What's Nvidia doing? Why does Nvidia look bad? Because it pulled back on a 5-minute candle? What's wrong with Nvidia? 18,000, 18.8, sorry, trying to hold still on the NASDAQ here. ES. Okay, you're back under 5,400 on ES. So this is a little concerning still, right? We did not oh yeah, I mean, look at this. All right? Look at this. So you're not in the clear yet, right? You're not in the clear yet, no doubt, right? We talked about this 100 SMA, 456. Look at this sort of tough level that's still coming in, right? So we are not in the clear here. That is something you have to be paying attention to, okay? And if this does move lower, then yeah, absolutely. There's going to be equities. Nvidia probably fails back under 112, right? Nvidia probably does not hold 112 today, guys, if the QQQ rejects 456. So make sure you know that, right? This is what's driving. This is what will drive the move. It will drive the 456, will drive what happens here. If we get above it and hold above it, you will see that continuation today. If you do not get above this 456 today, you are going to likely see some slippage, right? That is the exact level that we talked about before this data even released, okay? So 456 on Qs looks to be about the cleanest level here. Watch that level today. Very clear. We did Meta. We went over Nvidia, went Tesla, and TSM. Oh, man, it's sort of gone, isn't it? It's not gone yet, but man, do I like this TSM 164.50 level. Man, do I like that level. So I keep watching that 164.50. Maybe we get a pullback into it today. Oh, MU's already done it, huh? Well, I was looking for MU longs off 94 into 97.50. That's already gone. If you can get over 97.50, though, you're probably pushing into that 200 SMA. So watch this 97.50 on MU today. That's very clear. Costco, I would watch this Costco 874 level. 874 is a big previous high right here on Costco. I would watch that 874 today. If it gets above that, that could be very interesting. Shopify holding over 68. That's pretty nice for Shopify. Let's see if it can maintain it, right? Shopify over 68 is good stuff. But the problem is you're right below that 200 SMA at 70. So that's tough. I think you want to be above 70, right? You want to be above 70. I don't know if I like it above 68 if you're right below 70. So 70, 200 SMA right there. That's a tough spot. So if we can get a hold above 70 on Shop, I think you can get more. But until then, be careful of that 70 up there. I think that's it. All right, we're battling back here a little bit. Yeah, that candle's battling. Okay, that candle's battling a little bit. SPY. Yeah, it's going to be all about this, guys. It's going to be all about this. 456, 100 SMA in the Qs. That is so, so important today. Okay? So that's your watch. If you're not above it and you start longing early morning right under it, you are exposing yourself to the smackdown. There is literally no one to blame besides your own fingers and your own self-control. If you start longing today, early morning, and you are sitting right under this 456 and right under this 100 SMA, and you see this happen, that is the exact thing that should happen. Okay? So be aware of that. 456, big level. If you get above it, right, and you hold above it, that would be your long. So you got to wait for it. If you're going to look to long today, you got to wait for that to actually show. If that does not show, you are at risk of this failing. This is a major spot. Okay? That's all I got. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I hope you guys enjoy the live streams. I hope this analysis does help you on the intraday basis. If it does, I'd appreciate you pressing the like button. I'd appreciate you subscribing. I'd appreciate helping me get to 100,000 subs, man. We need to get to that level. We got to get there. I need help. Ayúdame. Ayúdame, por favor. Help. Help me get to 100K. Are we dropping? TJ, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. What am I going to do? I'm going to watch the technical levels when the market opens, and I'm going to react to what the market does. Very nice, right? We don't need to have to guess. We just wait. Let's just wait to see what happens. Very nice. Lisan al-Gaib. As it was written. Press that like button, subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.